All right, so for this second top 10 list this month, and hey, surprise, I'm going to try to do 2 of these a month. Woohoo! I'm trying to kind of drum up some attention for my arcade overview series, and I've got another arcade review coming out next week. So for this week, I thought to kind of get some attention for the arcade stuff, I thought I'd share my top 10, now my personal top 10 kind of like compulsion arcade titles. Like if they're in the arcade, that's what I'm playing, regardless of what else is there. So here they go. I'll start with number 10 and we'll work our way down. So number 10 is Miss Pac-Man. Why Miss Pac-Man over Pac-Man? Well, a couple different reasons. I find that the gameplay is much more attention grabbing for me. It might be because of the crazy bright colors, but I also think that something of an AI that the ghosts have as well really helped the game. And just in the grand scheme of it, I really just prefer Miss Pac-Man. And best I can tell, most people that play Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man really end up preferring Miss Pac-Man. And it's just really good. And it's just like old school, classic, just arguably just perfect the way it is. And I really, really, really love Miss Pac-Man. All right, next up, Star Wars Trilogy. I have sunk so much money into this arcade machine. It's not even funny. Now, this is not the old school Vector Star Wars game. This is the one that's, got modern graphics and the joystick and all this stuff. And you not only do like vehicle-based levels, but you also get to do stuff with lightsabers and stuff like that, where you've got to do like kind of guided movements to block hits and to perform hits. And I've never finished the arcade game. I always die at Vader. And that's just because there's this one part where you gotta like swipe up and swipe down with the lightsaber, and I just never do it right. And it ends up, from that point on, I just kind of go downhill and it messes me up. So, but for what it's worth, the arcade's really cool. The gameplay is really fun. It's really not that dissimilar to the old Vector one. But it looks really great. The gameplay's a lot of fun. Really cool specials that tie in with the movie really well, and it's just really cool, and a lot of great cutscenes too. So you kind of feel like you're in the movie, so to speak, because there you are sitting down in front of this thing, and I don't know, it's really fun. And as a Star Wars junkie and dork and whatever else, it's a cool game to play, and I really, really enjoy it. Number 8. I'm gonna catch hell for this. Number 8 is Street Fighter 2. Yes, Street Fighter 2 is pretty low on my list. Why? Well, it's on my list, one, because I do genuinely enjoy playing it, and it's a great arcade game, and it's kind of like a standard in the fighting genre, yes, but I'm terrible at the game. I'm just not very good at all at it, so I really don't enjoy playing it. I would like it a lot better if I could just go and play one player, but inevitably, if you go in an arcade and Street Fighter 2's there, if you're standing up there, no matter what you're trying to do and what you're trying to accomplish in terms of playing it, somebody's going to come up and try to play you, and chances are if they play me, they're going to beat the snot out of me. I mean, there's been several occasions I've been, let's say MagFest, or in a situation where I could play it on free play. I try to finish the game. That's kind of a little goal of mine, is to finish it on an arcade cabinet. But somebody always steps up, ends up beating me, and what can I say? That's the only reason I keep it low, and I don't necessarily blame the game, I guess. I keep it low because of other people. So there you go, number 8, Street Fighter 2. Number 7, now, some of you guys may not be surprised at this one, because I've already done a Weekend Game Guy episode for this game, for the Neo Geo AES version. But Ghost Pilots is probably one of my favorite vertical scrolling shooters of that type, and it's just a lot of fun. It kind of reminds me a lot of 1942, 1943, but with like steroids injected into it, and it's good. It's a lot of fun, and the power-ups are really cool and things like that, so I really enjoy it. And basically everything Neo Geo did, they did with a little bit more pizzazz than everybody else. So from that standpoint, you can't go wrong with Ghost Pilots. So that's it. Number 7, Ghost Pilots. Number 6, the original Mortal Kombat. Now, this particular game, I was at a place called Sappy's Golf and Games, and a lot of you guys remember back in the 90s when all the putt-putt and arcade places popped up like literally all over the place. This was a local version of that, and I may try to insert some footage of that place here, even though it really doesn't exist anymore. I'll do some guerrilla creepy video footage of it, and it was kind of the place that video games changed for me. I remember watching a couple of teenagers at the time playing Mortal Kombat, and one of the guys was playing as Sub-Zero, and it got to the end, it said finish him. The guy pulled some crazy move on the pad there, and he ripped the other guy's head off, and I knew, holy cow, this is something completely different. I've never seen anything like this. And that changed everything for me, which is weird because I was pretty young to be witnessing something like that. But, you know, anyway, I really, that game holds something special to me because of that. So it's definitely going to show up on this list. So number 6 is Mortal Kombat. Now number 5, here is the real one, Star Wars. Now this is the Vector one, and I really don't know why. Well, I do know why. I chose this Star Wars to be my number 5 over the Star Wars Trilogy game because the charm of the Vector graphics and really the impressive nature of the vector-based graphics is something to be reckoned with. I really think that those old vector-based games really pull off this pseudo realistic 3D look. I mean, it really does kind of pull you into a different place. And so from that standpoint, the vector graphics are a lot of fun. And, you know, I just thoroughly enjoy playing that old title. Now, it would be really cool to get a hold of one of these cabs, but could you imagine having this huge sit-down vector-based cabinet somewhere in your living room or something? But, you know, you never know. Hope I could find one, right? Number 4, Metal Slug. I like Metal Slug a lot more than Contra. And a lot of people might ridicule me for that. But you're incorrect. I think Metal Slug is a much better game. Now, that's personal opinion, so, you know, don't kill me and don't hate on me or anything like that, unless you just really want to, and that's fine with me. But Metal Slug is fantastic. Once again, we've got another Neo Geo title, and Neo Geo, I guess, in a way, maybe ripped off the idea of Contra and made it its own. And, I mean, rocket launcher, how can you not think of that and just be like, yes, you know, be so excited. I mean, there was a pizza place here in town that had a Neo Geo cabinet, and it included Samurai Showdown and Metal Slug, and I think Baseball Stars. And Metal Slug, wow, that game, fantastic. It wasn't but a couple years ago I finally finished it with a buddy of mine, and so much money. Holy cow, it would have taken so much money back then to finish it in the arcade. I wish I had a calculation of how much money I would have spent to do it. It's insane. But it is incredibly tough, I'll give you that much, it is. But Metal Slug's, the graphics, the sprites, the sound, the audio, and even the cinematics in the opening cinematics and things like that, the game's really cool. And, you know, you can't go wrong with it. And it's probably the biggest reason I want to see MVS, because I could probably get it on some kind of multi-card or something like that, really, because that's, other than that, gosh, you're going to spend so much. Anyway, a lot of money there. But Metal Slug, really cool. Number 4, that's it. Number 3, now this is a weird one in some ways. It's the Versus Super Mario Brothers. Now, if you've ever played that in the arcade, it's just like regular Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers for the Nintendo, only completely different. Like, power-ups are in different spots. There are places that, if you've played the normal game, you think you can find like hidden mushrooms. They're not there. Coins are in different places. There are warp zones that are completely different, take you to different spots, don't give you as many options. I mean, there's a lot of different things in this game. You can't like speed through it by jumping to level 4 and go on like you can the Nintendo version. from that standpoint, it's much, much more difficult. But I got into a habit of playing that game one-handed, which is weird, I guess, but I kind of use the joystick with my thumb and shoot and jump with my finger. It's weird. And it kind of became a little challenge for me. So if I see it in an arcade, I try to see how far I can get one-handed on 1 credit. So it's weird. It's a weird challenge, yes, but I enjoy it. And I really enjoy playing that version of Super Mario Brothers. So that's my number 3. I'm almost 1,000% positive that no one is shocked at this game showing up on my list. Number 2 is Mortal Kombat 2. Look, I've dealt with this before. Mortal Kombat 2 is my all-time favorite fighting game, and I don't foresee that changing anytime soon. But in terms of arcade games, Mortal Kombat 2, I'm going to be spending a lot of time on that cabinet, and that's just how it is. The last time I went to MagFest a couple years ago, I basically decided that I was going to finish Mortal Kombat 2 in the arcade, so I found an arcade machine there. Nobody was on it, and I managed to sit down, play all the way through it, and over the course of a couple hours and hitting the credit button a whole lot, I managed to do it. Now, here's the thing. Unlike Street Fighter 2, nobody came and bothered me while I was playing. Not that they would have bothered me, but you know what I mean. I don't know. I kind of like that about that maybe Street Fighter 2 is definitely the cool game to fight, so to speak. It's kind of the everybody that plays fighting games goes and plays Street Fighter 2, and that's what's expected. So anyway, Mortal Kombat 2 kind of goes under the radar, so I didn't have to deal with that there. So that's another reason it's on my list, besides the fact it's the greatest fighting game ever made. Alright, we're finally to number 1, and this probably will come as a surprise, but my all-time favorite arcade machine is Donkey Kong 3. And I love this game. I like the gameplay mechanics a lot better than the original Donkey Kong. I'd really love to try to get a world record or something on it, but that's probably not going to be easy for me to do. And honestly, it'll probably never happen. But at any rate, anytime I find this game in an arcade, I immediately go to it and play it for hours and hours and hours. As a matter of fact, that same time I went to MagFest, I think I played it almost a whole day. And I don't even know that I left to go to the bathroom or anything that first night. But Donkey Kong 3, a lot of fun. Very different from the original Donkey Kong, but I think it deserves some notoriety. Anyway, guys, that's my personal, remember that, top 10 favorite compulsive, I can't avoid them, arcade games of all time. Please make sure you go check out some of the arcade overview reviews, and hopefully you'll check out some of the new ones as they come. Please remember to rate, comment, subscribe. As always, thanks for watching.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out some of my other videos. Click the little birdie to follow me on Twitter. And of course, don't hesitate to click subscribe. Thanks so much.